fights with the management. They're picking fights with the fan. These guys are, this is unbelievable. They might uphold the code of honor, but this might even be worse than the prophecy, what they're doing.
I think we got a situation on our hands, though, because Homicide is out. Homicide with that tope con heel, landing on a chair and nothing else. That hard floor, that guardrail, all getting a piece of Homicide. And Homicide is just dead weight. He is out. I think we have a serious situation. And look at Carino. He's got no concern if he's injured. He's just dragging him back into the ring. And Homicide is such dead weight that they need help to drag him into the ring. This isn't outside interference. This is helping a man into the ring. Homicide is out. He is hurt. He is hurt after that tope con heel. New York's own Homicide injured in that ring, and this is going to be it.
No, he kicks out.
A kick out by Homicide, and I think Homicide's got to win this one because I don't want to know. This mood in the building cannot get any more hostile than it is now, and if Homicide loses to Steve Carino, it is. And listen to that crowd.
This crowd is definitely behind our hometown guy, Homicide, right here, and Steve Carino can't believe that he just kicked out.
And Homicide needs that support by the crowd. It's the only thing that's keeping him going right now. Old school expulsion! Old school expulsion, that's it!
No, he kicks out! I can't believe it!
Homicide kicking out. It's with that support of his New York City crowd behind him that he's able to kick out.
Steve Carino looks frustrated here. What's he going to come up with next?
And Homicide is just dead weight. How much longer can he hang on for? He is totally dead weight right here. Steve Carino not sure what he can do next. Maybe that Cobra Sleeper. That's what I got to be thinking that he would be going for if I'm Steve Carino, as he's just got this group. And what a feather in the cap of Steve Carino would it be to defeat Homicide right here in Queens, New York.
What's he going for? Homicide fighting back with what little energy he has left. He's got to fire up because it's almost over if Steve Carino hits something big on him too.
He is dead weight. He is hurt.
He's going for a suplex. No!
Northern Lights bomb. And this is it.
And where is he coming up with the energy to kick out?
Homicide has survived that brutal tope con heel that he missed to the floor. He survived the old school expulsion. He survived that Northern Lights bomb. What next does Steve Carino have? Maybe that Cobra Sleeper as Homicide is out. Homicide is hurt. He is using every bit of his heart to hang on. And there it is, that Cobra Sleeper. And I don't see Homicide being able to hang on in this one. And look, he is crawling towards the rope, so if Carino doesn't finish him off with this, nothing's going to work. As Homicide trying for those ropes, he is just dead weight, but he is just dragging himself every last bit of energy. And look at Ronnie Stevens taunting him. And he's close to the ropes. And I think, he's going to get it. Come on, Homicide. He's got it.
The ropes. Homicide fighting for his life right here in the Elks Lodge in Queens, New York. And look at Steve Carino take a look up to the fans. There's a lot of hostility in this building.
That is a look.
And he's got it again. He's going for another sleeper. And look at him wrenching it in.
He's got the Cobra Sleeper, and Homicide's away from this. He's turned him over. He's got those legs wrapped around him, making it that much tougher for Homicide to reach those ropes to get out of this hold. And that arm's down. One time.
Hold on, Homicide. Hold on.
One more time, and this match is over. If that arm falls, it's up, it's up, it's up, it's up. Oh.
And that's it.
Steve Carino defeating Homicide. That fall to the floor that Homicide took was just too much. I think we got to get some medical personnel out there. He is really hurt.
What incredible courage by Homicide there.
Look at this crowd. They're just stunned. This crowd is stunned, and you might not be able to feel on your TV screen, but this is just an ugly scene right here in this ring right now.
Look at her mocking Homicide by jumping on his attire right there. Look at Michael Shane with Homicide's, and come on.
That's a New York jersey, and look, they are taunting everybody. They're saying, hey, we say we're that good, and we just back it up. What are you going to do about it? That's what they are saying to this crowd, basically, with these actions. They could just be heading to the locker room right now and let Homicide get the medical. I can't believe it. Just Incredible is here in Ring of Honor.
the hell's going on here, Chris Lovey?
It's supposed to be Angel Dust in this match.
I know, Just Incredible making a surprise appearance here at Cambridge.
Just Incredible taking out Angel Dust on the showcase card. That's kind of a pre-show. Ring of Honor runs from about 6:30 to 7 before the regular show starts. Angel Dust won a spot in this match, and Just Incredible just took him out and put himself in this match. Unadvertised, total surprise. Just Incredible here in ROH.
What an incredible addition to this match we have here, as it's Homicide against John Walters, against making his debut Chris Sabin, and Just Incredible.
Unbelievable. John Walters in the purple right there. Homicide wearing the Strong Style Thug ROH shirt as they're locking up right now. I can't get over it. Just Incredible here in Ring of Honor. And why? He said he has something later on in the show?
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's doing here, but I can't believe what I'm seeing here, as we have John Walters hooking it up here with Homicide. We saw John Walters 2 weeks ago making his debut against Andy Anderson at Do or Die, and an impressive match he had there. But now, wow, what a match this is. I can't get over it. Just Incredible in ROH.
I can't believe it either. As Just Incredible, there's no telling what kind of impact he can make on ROH. I don't know what he's talking about. He's supposed to be doing something later in the show. He's not even scheduled to be here. But we have Homicide and John Walters really going at it. Two of the best pure wrestlers going right now. John Walters, a newcomer, could definitely make an impact here in ROH. And in fact, he's a Boston native. You saw the Boston fans really behind him.
That's right, a definite fan favorite here is John Walters, as he just drop kicks Homicide outside. And Walters in the ring.
And Chris Sabin, of course, he's on the outside. He's making a big impact in NWA TNA so far. Coming out of nowhere, becoming a huge, huge star right away. Let's see what he can do in ROH. But before that, we'll see Homicide club John Walters right in the mush.
Wow, Homicide just clubbing him, as we saw Julius Smoke outside the ring with Homicide. And Homicide, a big boot in the corner.
You know what was interesting during when Just Incredible came out, besides the fact the fans going absolutely ballistic? Oh, butterfly suplex right into the corner by Homicide.
Wow.
Nicely executed.
What's that?
You realize that was probably the first ECW chant in Ring of Honor history?
You might be right there.
You see that in every other indie because they're ripping off ECW, but here the fans usually chant ROH, but hey, nothing like showing respect to ECW when somebody like Just Incredible coming out.
There's nothing, yeah, you're right there, but let's see what this guy, the former ECW World Champion, could do in a match like this. And wow, what a big baseball slide kick by Homicide.
Yeah, you see Julius Smokes, Homicide's corner man, urging him on, telling him what to do, giving him encouragement. And of course, there's that controversy between Julius Smokes and Loki. Loki, a man who was trained by Homicide, one of Homicide's best friends, he doesn't want to see the street element of Julius Smokes come into Ring of Honor. He thinks it's just going to pull Homicide down back into his past. He wants Homicide to leave his
Oh,
beautifully done by John Walters. But Loki, he wants Homicide to leave his street life where it is on the street and not bring it here into his wrestling life.
You're exactly right. So many issues coming into this match. Ring of Honor is really heating up this summer, the summer of 2003. It's going to explode as John Walters, wow, grabs the leg of Homicide. What's he going for?
Looks like a bow and arrow, perhaps.
He has Homicide up there. Homicide in a lot of trouble here.
And don't forget, it was just 2 weeks ago at Do or Die, Homicide in that absolutely brutal must-see world title match against Samoa Joe. And did Low-Key and Julius Smokes cost him the title by arguing at ringside? I guess you'll have to watch the tape and judge for yourself.
I'll tell you what, though, you're right. I will watch that match again, as that match was an absolute classic. As John Walters wrenching in on Homicide right here.
I don't know if that's a chokehold, Julius.
I don't know, but
Julius Smokes, of course, street name J-Train, and he's bringing that element in. I've heard rumblings from the Julius Smokes camp from Homicide, the guys that he runs with on the street, saying Loki cost him that match against Samoa Joe by coming out to ringside. And of course, Loki saying Julius Smokes got no place here in ROH, and he cost Homicide the match. Both camps feeling that Homicide would be ROH World Champion if it weren't for the other guy.
You're exactly right there. There's definitely a lot going on there. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens as Homicide fires back with a thumb to the eye and a big chop to the chest of John Walters. And we still haven't even seen Just Incredible or Chris Sabin yet in this match.
And Chris Sabin just blind tagged himself in. I don't think Homicide knows it. Homicide missile dropkick from the second rope on Walters. And there's Sabin with the cover.
Wow, going for a quick count right there. As this is Chris Sabin's debut here in ROH. Let's see what he has to offer.
Chris Sabin a great athletic newcomer from the Michigan area. I'm looking forward for big things from him. Is Homicide back in? I don't know if he knows he's out. Sunset flip in, and John Walters gets a German suplex from Homicide out of that. Very nicely done. And out goes Homicide now to the floor.
Homicide up and over, and Sabin again going for the pin, but no, not enough.
Chris Sabin, this guy can do some incredible, innovative moves. Very hard hitting. This is definitely a superstar in the making, a guy to watch, a guy with endless potential, and he's hooking up now with another guy with endless potential, John Walters. John Walters, more of a technical wrestler. Oh, did you see the athleticism of that Huna Karana right there?
Very nicely executed. Look at Just Incredible on the outside. He had a great pop coming out, but he's got to be wondering, what do I have to do against these three great young athletes?
Just Incredible's probably never seen competitiveness like this before. As he's tagged in now, we have Sabin. Oh, there's a big wad of spit right there. As Sabin hooking it up with Just Incredible. Tornado DDT.
Wow, nice DDT by Just Incredible there as he has Chris Sabin.
Hey, you notice something? I think we could have a little heat in the locker room. Just Incredible, he's wearing one of those Jinx shirts that the Carnage crew wear. We could have a little gimmick infringement going on.
You might be right there. It's Just Incredible. Putting a boot right to the throat of Chris Sabin. He's going, what's he going for here? Powerbomb out in the corner. But no, not enough.
And I do have to mention those controversial Jinx shirts sold at rvideo.com. Had to get the plug in. And I think that Just Incredible's going to have to answer the Carnage group for wearing that shirt. Maybe, he doesn't quite know what the deal is here in ROH yet.
That's right. And look at that. Homicide in the ring now with Just Incredible. What's he going for? Nice bridge. But no, not enough. The 2 count there by Homicide as he had Just Incredible down.
And we're seeing the action fast and heavy. It's 4-corner survival here as now Just Incredible, I believe, tagging out to Chris Sabin. Sabin in with Homicide. Nice leg drop.
Nice leg drop. And as Sabin could get a victory here on Homicide, what a way to debut, because Homicide is number 4 in the top 5 ranking system. Go for the cover, but no, not enough.
Homicide definitely one of the top guys here in ROH, a main event or a fixture in the top 5 rankings. But Chris Sabin, he's capable of defeating anybody on any given night. As you see a big mafia kick right to the mush.
Welcome to ROH, Chris Sabin, as now he's getting elevated to the top, and he's met by a big chop. Homicide has him on the top rope, laying in those headbutts. What's he going for, Chris?
I don't know. Homicide.
He's got him.
Oh, into a sit-down powerbomb. Homicide told me about that. He just came up with that move. Very devastating, very nicely executed. That move could bring him some victories in the future.
Wow, what an original, impressive move there by Homicide. I've never seen anything quite like that, as he has Sabin choked in the corner.
Homicide now whipping him in. The action is fast and furious here in the 4-corner survival matches. It's one fall to a finish. They're not elimination BS. You gotta win the first fall or you ain't gonna win. And beautifully executed spinning backbreaker by Chris Sabin. Very impressive here in his RH debut.
What great action we're seeing here in Cambridge. And this is only the 3rd match. I can't believe this action here. This is incredible, and you never know what you're going to see at an ROH live event.
And this match definitely has big ramifications on the top 5 rankings, and Just Incredible, just based on reputation, he could make it into those rankings alone.
Yeah, can you imagine if Just Incredible could pull out a victory? What does this mean? I mean, he just showed up. Is he going to be under contract? Are we going to see him again? Is this one time only? I don't know, Chris.
I have no idea. And what I do know is that Chris Sabin ducked that back elbow, but got caught in an over-the-head, belly-to-belly suplex. And you know somebody on the outside like John Walters, he's here in front of his friends and family. He's here in his hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. He'd love nothing more than score his big first ROH victory right here in his hometown.
You're definitely right, and he's got an opportunity here as he has Chris Sabin down. And Sabin, what's this?
He's got him up. Oh, right down on the shoulder. That had to hurt.
Wow, that could dislocate a shoulder right there. Go for the cover, hook of the leg, but no. I think he's got to work on that shoulder. That was a devastating maneuver right there. And he's got his arm tied up in the corner there. Smartly done by John Walters. And Chris Sabin in a lot of punishment here.
John Walters, definitely a technician, definitely somebody that can make an impact in the pure wrestling division. As you see, Chris Sabin, nice somersault through into an enziguri.
Wow, nice kick there by Chris Sabin. As he's got a tag, as he's in a lot of trouble here.
He opts for the cover instead.
Wow, you're right. One fall to a finish, you're exactly right. If you go for the cover and get the pin, it's First person pin is the winner, no elimination.
And right now, Chris Sabin, he's going to take a breather now as he tags in Just Incredible. You might ask yourself, why would somebody tag out? Well, you don't know if they're out of breath. You don't know if they're hurting. You don't know if they need a couple of minutes to rest. On the other hand, they might be thinking, all right, John Walters isn't going to get pinned anytime soon. Why don't I go on the outside and rest while I let Just Incredible punish him a little bit, and then I'll come in and go for the pinfall when the time is right.
And look at this, fist of fire with the boots also to the chest of John Walters. And now he's choking him. This is a vicious streak we've seen in Just Incredible. He seems pretty pissed off about something.
He's probably pissed off over those 2 years of his life he wasted in WWE. But now Chris Sabin whipping in Walters. Oh, lands.
No water in the pool there. John Walters smartly capitalizing on this. What's he going for? A surfboard type maneuver here, Chris?
It looks that way. He's trying to wrench him back. And there it is. He's got a hook. Whoa.
Whoa.
Arms. Nice variation there by John Walters.
And Homicide in there. What's he going for?
Oh, he's pulling back on Sabin more. Sabin got totally stretched.
And what a super kick by Just Incredible. And Homicide is out on the floor.
Pescado by Credible. I haven't seen him do that in a long time.
What the hell was that? I didn't even think he could do that.
That's what happens when athletes get in ROH. They get reborn. They get fired up. They know they got to have their working shoes on. And John Walters does with that beautiful dive.
Wow, nice high flying maneuver there by John Walters. And that leaves Chris Sabin in the ring.
And Chris Sabin is definitely an exciting athlete, a great high flyer as he shows it there. Somersault tope.
Wow, up and over. What a collision on the floor. And now Homicide's in the ring.
The notorious 187. Oh, he's going after Credible. Now he's going into the ropes. Tope con hilo.
Oh, what impact into the guardrails that was. And look at Julius Smokes on the outside. He's fired up for his man Homicide.
And Homicide, Just Incredible cut him off with that boot. Incredible that turnaround.
Wait a second.
He's got him up. We've seen him win many matches with this before. That's incredible. Homicide down. We're going to have a winner.
Oh, and Sabin breaks it up. That would have been it.
I thought Just Incredible was going to win his first ROH match. Credible soaring up and over the top rope.
Boy, Just Incredible showing me a lot. And so is John Walters on that move right there.
What a DDT, high impact. Oh!
Homicide breaks it up once again. Positioning is everything in a four-corner survival match. One fall to a finish. What action here in Cambridge.
Well, that's one thing. You got to make sure everyone else is out of the game before you go for it.
Oh!
And Homicide gets planted with a powerbomb by Walters. Oh, I thought the hometown guy almost had it.
Wow, I can't believe Homicide kicked out of that. I thought he had him there. That would have been an incredible victory for John Walters. And now he's got to capitalize. Homicide in the left, treble dragon screw.
Do you realize we have Boston versus New York City going on right here?
That's right, and it's not Fenway Park. It's right here in the Massachusetts National Guard over here in Cambridge.
As Homicide scooping him up.
Oh!
Spikes him with a pile driver cover. No.
Didn't go for the cover. What's he setting up for,
I
Chris?
think that STF buried. He made CM Punk after this. This is one of his new finishers.
Credible and Sabin fight to the back.
And he's turning Walters around. No, he modifies it. Doesn't
Wow.
go the whole way, but you see how he's got the knee in between the legs. That's extra pressure. Pulling back.
Oh, that's
Walters
it.
taps.
That's it. He had a tap on that. Wow, what a submission victory for Homicide right there, Chris.
And some of the crowd booing. That's because New York just beat Boston. You know, Boston's not going to like that. Even though the people here, they do like Homicide, and they should. Very impressive victory for Homicide.
I still want my belt. You heard that? I want my belt. Hey, you don't stop! We started this hip-hop yesterday. Right there, baby. We started this hip-hop gangsta shit. It's the motherfucking next weekend. Huh? Yeah! We gonna party tonight. Pop the champagne. Hey, yo, come here, son. They're watching my back, man. They're watching my back, that's all.
Watch your back. I told you already. You don't need this here.
Dude, nobody's helping me. My empire is getting destroyed because your boy Carino. I need backup. You're a little injured to back me up. Come on, you already know about this.
Yeah, I know about this. We know about this. Them, they don't know what's really about this.
Now you trying to play us. Chill, yo, come on, guys. You gotta relax, man, for real. Are you tripping? King, you gotta go back to you, baby. King, chill. Yo, we go to the titty bar tonight, man. We gonna have some fun. We gonna celebrate, baby. Pump that Moet tonight, baby. That hypnotic.
He'll get over it.
All right?
He'll get over it.
He get over it. It's party, man.
Good job,
It's party. Let's come on.
Watch
Watch your back some more, Joe.
Here's the footage of Captain Mike Ruben. The Devil's got him all
Next weekend! Hell yeah!
the notorious 27 Homicide. Look out! This fight without honor is underway. Trent Acid jumping Homicide. Of course, Homicide has Julius Smokes in his corner, street name J-Train. But right now, you got Trent Acid taking it to Homicide. And not only is he taking it to Homicide, he's mocking Homicide. Look at what Trent Acid's wearing. And this is a fight without honor. No code of honor in this one. And Ray, I can't believe the action that we have going on so far, as now Homicide fighting back on Trent Acid.
What a vendetta we have here in the Murphy Rec Center as Trent Acid and Homicide are taken to the streets. Right here, look at him!
A same moonsault, and did you see Trent land on his head? That one punished both men, as Homicide had to feel the blow of Trent Acid's whole body coming on him, but Trent Acid landing right in his head with that high impact move. Fight without honor, no code of honor. This is a grudge match with international implications. It all started over the Big Japan Junior title. It's gone into other promotions, and now it's come here to ROH. Homicide, Trent Acid, they're going to settle it right here tonight at the Murphy Rec Center in Philadelphia.
And what a collision, what a car crash we've seen already right here in the opening moments. As all hell is breaking loose, this is a fight without honor. The code of honor is waived. Pretty much anything goes. This isn't even really a sanctioned match, it's just a fight, Chris.
As you see the new ring apron taken off, we have the old one on there because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't want the new one to get torn. We don't know what kind of weapons are going to come into play in this one, as Trent Acid working over Homicide. Of course, Homicide, Trent Acid, both men have claims to the Big Japan Junior title, but recently Homicide went to another show and jumped Trent Acid. That caused Trent Acid to jump Homicide at Do or Die, and now we have this match right here tonight.
That's right, we have it here. Wow, and a nice mafia kick right there by Homicide as the hatred's boiling over right here, and a big forearm. And we've already seen one fight without honor here in ROH last year, and what a brutal match that was.
It was Loki, Samoa Joe beating the crap out of each other at Glory by Honor, one of the hardest, or perhaps the hardest hitting match ever in professional wrestling history.
You're right, and this is shaping up to be just as hard-hitting, brutal, and violent as Homicide dumps Trent down.
Beautiful T-bone suplex by Homicide. He's got him scooped, takes him up for another one. Homicide taking it right to Trent Acid, and the backseat boy hit with a Northern Light suplex. And where's Cashmere?
I don't know where Johnny Cashmere is. He's inconspicuous by his absence here at ringside. Julius Smokes, though, is in the corner of Homicide. And who knows what's going to happen in this one. These two guys are so uncontrollable to begin with, going to each other's promotions, jumping them, being part of other companies. This is the only kind of match that I think could settle such an issue like this.
Without a doubt. And I want to know if this is so mayhem-filled, if this is what the action's like in the ring, what's going to happen after the show in the locker room when Low-Key, Homicide, and Julius Smokes are all in the same locker room, especially after what we've seen with Gary Michael Capetta tonight. That's something to stay tuned for.
You're right. I can't believe what's happened, what has shaped up so far this show. What else could possibly happen here tonight in Philadelphia?
As Trent Acid trying for a super kick, Homicide blocks it, but there's Trent Acid with a super kick right there. And this could be the only time you're going to see Trent Acid in singles competition here in ROH, as of course he normally teams with Johnny Cashmere as the highly successful Backseat Boys, and beautiful double knee right to the chin of Homicide.
That's right, yes, Homicide in a defensive position, in a prone position, as he jumps off the top rope with a missile drop kick right on the Homicide. And Trent signaling, that's it, let's see. No, not enough. You got to do a little bit more of that to pin Homicide down. This guy is double tough, Chris.
And he's proven that recently with that great series of matches that has happened. Of course, he was so close to getting the ROH World title from Samoa Joe at Do or Die, and still Julius Smokes and Loki pointing fingers at each other saying that, hey, you cost him the match. No, you cost him the match. And wow, he was so close. And then, of course, he won that great four-way in Boston just 2 weeks ago. Homicide stealing the show every time. Him and CM Punk, don't forget that match, a round robin challenge 2, absolutely stealing the show. And let's see if Homicide can do it one more time. And we have a ladder in the ring.
And it's breaking down. You don't see it a lot, but when you do, it's incredible. And Homicide, look at that! Oh, wow, dumps Trent right on the ladder.
Over the head, belly-to-belly suplex. Last time we saw a ladder in an ROH ring at the Murphy Rec Center, it was that legendary street fight between Paul London and Michael Shane almost a year ago at Unscripted. And that's another must-see match. And now we're seeing a ladder once again in the ring here in ROH. And this time it's Homicide and Trent Acid. And Homicide calling for a chair, and he's got it.
That's right, the code of honor is waved here. As it's breaking down, they're taking it to the streets right here. As Homicide and Trent are once again on the floor of the Murph right here.
And I think Homicide's getting some crazy ideas as he's trying to choke out Homicide right now, but he's got that chair set up for something.
Something dangerous, I'll tell you what. Trent Acid's in a lot of trouble right here as he's out on that chair on the floor, and Homicide now in the ring.
I think I know what's coming. Oh! It was a flying body press to the floor out of the chair. There's something new from Homicide.
That's right, a cross body to the floor, and he just wiped out Trent Acid as he just got speared on the floor. And look at, that's right, J-Train, Julius Smokes cheering on his man. Homicide right there, and now he's got the ladder. What possibly could he be going for here?
I think Homicide was feeling some of the effects from that flying body press to the floor as you saw him grabbing his hip. Julius Smokes urging on Homicide. He's doing so well as Homicide's corner, man. He's definitely adding something to Homicide, no doubt about that. Loki feels differently, feels that the street life of Homicide does not belong in ROH, but we have seen the street life and the wrestling life of Homicide collide here in 2003. And whoa. Up and over goes Trent, and those guys are both on the ladder. The ladder bridge between the guardrail and the ring, and both men are on it now. DDT on the ladder. Oh!
Wow, what impact right there as both men taking a lot of punishment. I can't believe what we're seeing here. It's matches like this that create legends, but it's matches like this that'll take the life right out of you, Chris.
You couldn't have said that any better, Ray, as now Trent Acid taking it to Homicide, trying to whip Homicide into the ladder, but Homicide slides underneath it.
Oh, what impact right there. Wow.
And now Trent Acid trying to follow up, and these guys, they have not slowed down for 1 second in this match.
What an incredible pace they're setting right here in the ring, right here in Philadelphia. Wow, I can't believe we're seeing action like this.
Well, I can when you deal with somebody like Trent Acid and Homicide, when they have the hatred that they have. And, you know, it even goes back to ROH. Don't forget, it was the Backseat Boys pinning Homicide at Glory by Honor a year ago, when the last fight of honor, or excuse me, fight without honor occurred. But now Trent Acid grabbing a chair, heaving into the ring. There's another one. This is why we took the new apron off, because we knew these guys were going to use weapons. We knew we were going to see tables. Oh, look at that chair. Right around the head of Homicide.
Wow, that chair just collared Homicide around the neck. That'll cause a concussion real quick. And Trent Acid has an advantage right here in this fight. And what's he setting up for? We've seen him do this on other shows, not here in ROH, but he definitely knows how to lay out the punishment when he brings the furniture in the ring.
And is there any style of wrestling we have not seen tonight? We have seen it all, that great athletic match between Sabin and AJ for the NWA title, that bloodbath, that tag team grudge match with Raven and CM Punk, and then that unbelievable personal
that awesome submission match. We saw the women's match. All kinds of forms of pro wrestling being shown tonight.
And now we're seeing ladders in the ring. And that's not it. I mean, we still have...
Who knows what you're going to see later on tonight. And Homicide, wow, oh, wow, just got dropped through the ladder.
Blue Thunder Driver on the ladder cover. Oh, that could have been it.
Wow, so close to a victory there for Trent Acid. And so much on the line, so much pride on the line. I can't believe what we're seeing.
And you know one thing, Johnny Cashmere has to be somewhere in this building watching this match right now, and so does Low-Ki. And maybe Johnny Cashmere, he's probably enjoying this. This is his style. But you know one thing, Low-Ki certainly is not enjoying this, and he's not approving of Julius Smokes being in Homicide's corner. But right now, Homicide, he's got to settle this issue for himself. Oh, drop kicks, Trent.
Baseball slide kicked him out. Homicide again, and Trent, wow, did a 360 there almost. What impact on the baseball slide kick. And Homicide.
He could be going for that SDF. This is what made CM Punk tap. He doesn't have that new variation that he uses, but he's got a hook nonetheless, trying to wear down Trent Acid. Will Trent Acid tap? Could we see one half of the Backseat Boys tap right here? No, Homicide lets go of the hold. Homicide looks like he's got something else planned, something else in mind, and we know it's going to be diabolical, we know it's going to be painful, and we know it's going to be hardcore as Homicide has a chair set up. He's got Trent, takes him up, brainbuster on the chair!
Oh, that could be it right there. Go for a cover, Homicide. No, not enough.
And did you see that chair just crumble under the force of Trent Acid? Homicide, he's got Acid down, but he's got other ideas. He's rolling to the floor, and there's a table out there, there's a ladder. What's going to be next?
Oh my goodness. Homicide now has the ladder. That's 2 ladders, a bunch of chairs, and we saw tables out there. And now the second ladder in the ring. Trent Acid's definitely in a lot of trouble. No way!
Cop killer! Cop killer! No.
And wait, there's Johnny Cashmere!
Johnny Cashmere after the Backseat Boys taking him up. T-Gimmick! That's the finisher of the Backseat Boys. T-Gimmick by Johnny Cashmere trying to answer, but there's Julius Smokes. That's why he's in Homicide's corner. He's got Homicide's back, and him and Cashmere are throwing fists on the floor. That isn't a wrestling match at the fight.
Trent has Homicide pinned. Remember, there's no code in this match.
Gary Moore on the floor trying to separate Smokes and Cashmere though, and that allows Homicide the time to kick out.
2 7/8 there by Trent Acid, but a brawl is ensuing on the outside between Julius Smokes and Johnny Cashmere. It's breaking down here in the murk.
And they're going to the back. Julius Smokes is a street fighter. He's not a wrestler. Cashmere has his hands full with him, and they're to the back. And that leaves Trent and Homicide one-on-one in the ring to settle this feud, to settle this grudge right here, right now. And Trent's going to try to do it with this next move. He's got him up. Backseat driver!
Oh, did you see the angle in which he landed on the mat? My goodness!
How did Homicide kick out of that?
I can't believe what we're seeing here. This match has got to end soon. And listen to the fans getting behind ROH's Homicide right here. And Trent Acid said that's enough with the fans right there, as he wants to end this right now.
He's going for the move again. Another backseat driver perhaps. No, Homicide manages to avoid it. Oh, Mafia kick. Homicide blocks a clothesline, Ace Crusher.
Ace Crusher, he's got him, and dumps him right down.
Northern Lights bomb, cover.
But not enough. Wow, Homicide so close also in winning this.
How did Trent Acid kick out of that one, Ray?
I have no idea. I can't believe the intestinal fortitude by both these athletes here in this fight. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
And you said it right, this isn't a wrestling match, it's a fight. Anything goes, and both men are taking advantage of that. As let's see Homicide set up that table for something, and this is not going to be good for Trent Acid.
That's right, look out on the floor. And now Trent Acid just got headbutt, and he's laid prone on that table on the floor.
I gotta mention real quick, you can see more of these guys. Over 5,000 tapes, rfvideo.com, ROHWrestling.com, 215-891-9404. As Homicide going up to the top, can he hit it? No.
Oh! And Trent Acid met him with a chair, and Homicide falls to the ground. Thankfully for Trent Acid, he got him off the top rope, or I think that would have definitely been it if he would have came off the top rope on him. And now Trent going for a second table.
And Trent's getting some ideas. Trent Acid is an expert at hardcore wrestling. He knows how to use those tables, ladders, and chairs and do the most damage with them, the most impact. And it looks like he's going to set something up with this table right now, and it's not going to be good for Homicide. As it's my prediction right now, the first guy to use a table is going to win this match. After the beating these two have taken so far, it's just going to take one maneuver with that table, one big impact move with that table to finish off a guy in this match.
I think you're right, Chris. These guys are taking so much punishment here. I think that a finishing blow through a table, a high-impact move going through one will definitely be the end of whoever is on the receiving end of it.
And I think it's pretty obvious both these men realize it, and that's why they're trying to use these tables right now. Trent Acid, what could he possibly be setting Homicide up for? He's working on Homicide with that punch, softening him up. Both men weary, both men beaten down, both men have taken inhuman amounts of abuse in this one so far, and now both men are heading up to the top rope, making it even more dangerous. That table in the ring, the loser of this match is going to be the man to go through that table. There's no way they can sustain the impact of it. Who's it going to be? Homicide or Trent Acid? Homicide's got him one, but Ace Crusher to the floor! Dangerous!
They both went through the table. I can't believe it. What does that leave us with? I don't think these guys can get up, Chris. And the fans rising to their feet. There's no countouts here. The cone's waved.
I can't believe what we just witnessed. An Ace Crusher from the top rope to the floor through a table. Oh my God, Gary Moore might have to count, I mean there's no countouts, you said it, but he might have to stop these match. How can they continue?
I guess, I don't know, would it be a referee's discretion? We've never seen anything quite like this.
No, we are on new territory here in ROH.
New levels of violence, new levels of insanity that we're seeing in this fight without honor right here in Philadelphia.
Did you see Trent's eyes? They're glazed over. He's out. Homicide up limping. He's definitely thrown at that hip or that ankle or something in that leg. Cover!
No, not enough.
How did he kick out?
Where is he getting the energy to kick out after going through the table from the top rope to the floor? And now Homicide's got that other table.
This crowd loving every second of it. They're behind both men. Once again, the ROH crowd split 50-50. Yakuza kick by Homicide. And
while Trent got back to his feet, and he met Homicide with the Yakuza kick as well.
The adrenaline's flowing to both men. The pride's on the line. They're not going to let each other admit that they hurt each other. They're not going to go down. A Yakuza kick by Acid. Homicide shaking it off. Acid ducks it. Yakuza kick to the back of the neck. Oh, Homicide blocks that one. Stiff forearm. Oh, that's going to be it.
No, not enough. I thought that would have been it. What impact right there on the Yakuza kicks.
How did Homicide kick out? The adrenaline has to be flowing in this match. And both these men, they're not allowing themselves to feel pain right now. They've put themselves in such a state of adrenaline right now that it's on the line. But can you imagine when this match ends what kind of pain they're going to be in?
I know, and Trent Acid, he's got that ladder set up in the ring. What possibly could he come up with right here?
We've never seen a match like this in ROH history. This one is definitely going to go down as legendary. As there you see Trent dumping Homicide down. He's signaling for that ladder.
Oh, this could be it if he comes off the top, Chris. I think this is definitely it. What more can these guys take?
That's the whole thing. You notice that both these men are taking higher and higher risks in this match as nothing seems to be putting the other guy down. Trent now going up, and this is going to be such a high-risk move. What could he possibly come up with? And what's Homicide doing?
Oh, no.
Homicide pushing the ladder.
Oh,
did you see Trent hit the guardrail from the ladder?
Trent just got guillotined over that rail right there as he fell up the ladder, some 50 feet in the air. And I think that could be it.
And now is the taller ladder of the two.
What height by Trent Acid. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
And look at Homicide clutching that hip. I think the adrenaline's wearing off. I think he's beginning to feel all the punishment he's taken. That hip obviously not in good shape right now. And Homicide's going to have trouble walking definitely tomorrow, definitely for a week after this match. And let's see if he's got enough to survive this match. Don't tell me, is that another ladder?
What's he possibly thinking up now? Get the ladder out of the ring, but it's still on the floor. Who knows what they're going to come up with?
If I'm Homicide right now, oh, look at him limping. He's in so much pain right now. But if I'm Homicide, Homicide. I gotta roll Trent into the ring and try to go for a pin. Trent has to be out after going to the floor. As much pain as Homicide's hips gotta be in, Trent's whole entire body has to be in that much pain. And look at him dragging him up by the dreads.
Trent Acid in a lot of trouble.
And we talk about each man going for higher and higher risk moves.
Oh,
it looks like Homicide's going to do that right here. Both men putting everything on the line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Look out! Oh!
No one home on the tope con hilo. And Homicide, he landed hip first on that ladder.
This is Trent's opportunity, Chris.
I think that we got to stop this match just to save his career. Homicide's career is in jeopardy. Cover!
No! Where's he getting it, Chris?
One more time, Homicide kicks out. What's it gonna take? What else can either of these men pull off in this match?
Everything on the line here. Trent Acid and Homicide. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
The sold-out crowd at the Murphy Recreation Center on its feet for this classic match, this brutal match. This match that will go down as legendary. You have to be here live to experience something like this. And there's a Yakuza kick by Homicide. Trent down with one. Neither man going down. Trent ducks. Homicide blocks it. Homicide roaring elbow to the back. Cop killer.
Cop killer.
Cop killer, no. No, Trent rolls him up. Trent rolls him up. Cover.
He got him. What?
No, that's all it takes is 3 seconds. And that's all Trent Acid needed.
I can't believe it. He won this match.
You know what? I can believe it with the state of Homicide's hip. With the condition of Homicide's hip. All it took was that roll up.
I can't believe it. What a coup for Trent Acid to pin Homicide in this fight without honor. Right here in Ring of Honor.
What a match we're going to have on our hands right here. 4-corner survival. First fall wins it. And not only that, the number 1 contenders trophy is on the line. The winner will go on to get a title shot in Dayton on August the 9th. It could be against Paul London, could be against Samoa Joe. We'll find out later tonight. And who even knows if a title shot will happen if London wins the belt. Of course, it's his last night in tonight. But either way, someone's going to get a shot at the title in Dayton. It's going to be one of these 4 men. And we have so many issues in this 4-corner survival. You have Dan Moff of the Prophecy, Colt Cabana against the Second City Saints. Of course, there's a big issue beginning to develop there, so you get the Saints against the Prophecy. You have Dan Moff and Homicide. Homicide, the one that trained Dan Moff. Dan Moff turning his back on Ring of Honor, joining the Prophecy. You know Homicide's going to have issue with that. You have BJ Whitmer and Colt Cabana. Don't forget it was Cabana that pinned BJ in that bloody tag team brawl at Night of the Grudges that involved Raven and CM Punk. And then, of course, you have Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer. And it was Dan Moff pinning BJ Whitmer all the way back at Do or Die. And that was after interference by Allison Danger, who you see in the corner of Dan Moff. It wasn't Allison Danger trying to get Tom Carter to join the Prophecy.
Again, I don't know what her deal is.
But whatever, we have a lot of issues in this one, as now you see student versus pupil. Teacher, excuse me, Dan Moff and Homicide. Homicide looking to teach Dan Moff a lesson. Is that a tag out?
What an unorthodox tag there by Dan Moff. I'll tell you what, his attitude has really changed lately.
Without a doubt, and look at him tagging out instead of facing Homicide. I got no respect for that. And BJ Whitmer and Homicide in there right now. Whitmer, he's one of those guys that came into ROH at the beginning of the year and has just climbed the ladder slowly but surely. Now one of the high-impact players here in Ring of Honor, and he's face-to-face with Homicide. And Julius Smokes, of course, in the corner of Homicide. And what were Julius Smokes talking about earlier with Capetta about the Syndicate?
I have no idea what he's talking about as well. And this is just a match of issues, Chris Love. There's so much on the line here, not just for the number 1 contenders trophy, but just for pride. There's so much going on here in this match and in Ring of Honor.
Well, that's why the one fall is so important. Everyone wants it. That's what gets you the money. That's what gets you up the rankings. And in this one, that's what will get you a chance at becoming the world champion here in ROH. As Homicide with a headlock, Whitmer rolls through, though. I still want to know what that whole Syndicate's about. I guess we'll find answers to that in the future, as there's a nice arm drag. Another one by Homicide, returning the favor. Whitmer now caught in the head scissors. Down goes BJ Whitmer. And in comes Homicide trying for a monkey flip. Whitmer pushes him off. Whitmer comes in. No, caught with another arm drag. And there's another one.
And speaking of the Syndicate, I want to know what's going on I want to be like Gary Michael Capetta. I want to know what happened in the locker room with Homicide and all those guys. And I can't believe Homicide's walking after the last show with that match with Trent Acid. My God, Chris.
As you see Julius Smoke urging his man Homicide on, and you're talking about that Trent Acid match. What a legendary match. That was a wrestle wave. Oh my God, I can't believe Homicide's even walking for this one.
You're right, but you think we're ever going to find out what happened in that locker room, Chris?
I don't know. Homicide, Loki in that locker room, neither of them are talking about it. It all happened at the last show. Who knows? But it seems to me like Loki and Homicide went their separate ways. And I thought we were going to have Homicide and Dan Moff lock it up right there. And Colt Cabana blind tags himself in.
Oh, Rosanna.
And right there, Colt Cabana denying us seeing Dan Moff against Homicide. And what is Colt Cabana doing? This member of the Second City Saint whipping in the member of the Prophecy, and there's a fist by Dan Moff.
And did you see Colt Cabana in the opening of this videotape? In the back was CM Punk talking about what he'd do if he won this #1 Contenders Trophy. Put it on the Cabana Mantle? What the hell's that all about?
I don't know, but I won't even know who remembers Dave Coulier.
Dave Coulier. He's a modern day version of him. This guy's not playing with the full deck. But a nice maneuver there.
Not playing with a full deck. Maybe that's why he's following CM Punk. And oh, look at that backdrop driver by Dan Moff.
Well, hopefully that'll knock some sense into him. As Colt Cabana, definitely a gifted athlete, but not both oars are in the water, if you know what I mean.
Nope, and that backdrop driver is a prime example why Dan Moff is the Prophecy's hired assassin. Moff getting ready to fly, tries a headbutt, no water in the pool. Cabana out of the way. Cabana now into the ropes. It's the other one. Oh, takes Moff's head off with a lariat.
What a vicious lariat there by Colt Cabana as he's feeling it as well.
And Julius Smoke's enjoying the action. And you want to talk about that pure wrestling match we just saw about with Williams and Carter being what ROH is all about. Ring of Honor is also about action like these four ways, this four-corner survival as Moff delivers a headbutt to Cabana. You're not going to see action like this anywhere else with athletic moves, innovation like we see right here in this four-corner survival. And Moff has had enough, and I guess that's a tag again. Whitmer's got to be pretty fired up at Dan Moff after taking this abuse from just getting tagged in.
And now we have Whitmer and Cabana in the ring. And there's an issue between these guys as well.
All roads lead to Dayton. The winner of this one gets a title shot in just a few short weeks. Will we be seeing the next ROH World Champion competing in this match right here, right now? I guess we'll find out in the future as Colt Cabana unlocking in that headlock. I think Homicide blind tag in. Whitmer doesn't know about it. Oh, but he blocks Homicide's attempted forearm and leveling Homicide with a couple of forearms of his own.
And that's a guy I wouldn't want to trade forearms with. That's BJ Whitmer, as he's one of the hardest hitting members of the ROH locker room.
But he's sent out to the floor right now. And Tope on Hilo by Homicide, and he soars over BJ Whitmer. Homicide can take that kind of abuse we saw in the Trent Acid fight without honor at WrestleWave. But that was something else, soaring over BJ Whitmer.
What an incredible maneuver there by Homicide, as he's got to get Whitmer in the ring right now.
Both men suffering damage on that one. And the guardrail suffering some bad damage too.
You're right, and Homicide follows up, but he's caught in a power slam. And Whitmer following up now with a Northern Light suplex.
Cover. Oh, Colt Cabana in there with the save. And of course, you have to make the save. There's no elimination, not like, oh, I'll let the pinfall go by because I'll just get the next one. Whoever gets that first fall in this one is going to go on a Dayton and get that title shot. Colt Cabana now tagging himself in, unleashing on a notorious 187 Homicide. Homicide on a streak this year. Unbelievable match, one after another versus Samoa Joe, versus CM Punk. He's been stealing the show everywhere. He's been going in Ring of Honor. As this has been his year, can he cap it off by winning this match and getting the ROH World title? Colt Cabana's got other things in mind as he's got, what the hell's he doing?
This guy is unbelievable. Whitmer blind tags himself in as well, I think.
Oh, nice innovative spinning suplex right there by Colt Cabana. Nicely done. But BJ Whitmer in, as you said, he blind tagged his way into this one. He's got Homicide, snap mirrors him over. Oh, kick. I think Homicide shaking it off. These guys have too much pride to let each other know that they hurt each other. Homicide snap mirrors Whitmer over. Oh, even stiffer kick. Whitmer shaking off the pain. He won't let Homicide hurt him. He won't give Homicide that satisfaction. He's unleashing one kick after another right to the back of Homicide. Look at that face on Homicide. He's trying to shake it off. He's feeling that pain. He's trying to work his way through it. Chops BJ Whitmer, takes him down. That's a field goal.
And this is strong style action like no other, Chris.
I agree with Dan Moff on that one. Hell no. I wouldn't want to be the recipient of that. That freaking hurts. As Homicide now taking BJ up by the hair. BJ obviously stunned by those kicks. Homicide into, oh, look at Moff. We're finally seeing Moff and Homicide tangle. And it's a cheap jump by the Prophecy member, Dan Moff. As he pulls Homicide out, tosses him into that steel barricade.
What a vicious maneuver there by Dan Moff. And that leaves Moff in the ring with BJ Whitmer. And Whitmer up and over to the floor. And that leaves Moff in the ring.
Allison Danger in the background. She's not sure what's going on. She's telling Dan Moff to fly. She's calling for it. Dan Moff looking around. He's got some ideas in his head. He's hitting the ropes. Cabana clothesline, no duck. I think Dan Moff's dead. Oh my God. Get somebody out there, Dan. I've never seen anybody fly like that.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody fly over the railing like that. He disappeared into the crowd, Chris.
Dan Moff, a tope over everything in that front row. Gets him, he's getting up, thank God, he's getting up. Unbelievable by Dan Moff. I've never seen a tope like that anywhere.
And Dan Moff fighting back. All three guys on the floor, and that leaves Cabana. What an impressive maneuver there by Colt Cabana. Acai moonsault.
Oh, Cabana, he's a big man, but he can fly. Dan Moff, a big man that can fly. Four-corner survival. You can only see action like this in Ring of Honor. That's what we're all about. And it's all about getting to the ROH World title. As everyone is down, everyone is in pain. And it's going to be about will. It's going to be about determination right now over who wants that title shot more. Who spends the extra hours in the gym. Homicide cutting off Cabana on the floor with the thumb to the eye. Whitmer and Moff in the ring.
And these guys are going back and forth with stiff chops right here.
And you know, Whitmer would love nothing more than to get that pen back on Dan Moff. He suffered that do or die, all because of Allison Danger. And Whitmer wants to win back, and he and Dan Moff are chopping the hell out of each other for the opportunity to get it. But here comes Homicide. Fingers to the eye of Dan Moff. German suplex by Whitmer. Moff is in trouble. Uh-oh. German suplex attempt. No. Homicide lands on his feet. Chop by Moff. Chop by Homicide. Moff got him hooked. Ab Nelson suplex. Whitmer lands on his head. Dangerous.
And Homicide ace crusher. Go for the pin. And he's setting up for that knee, Chris.
Rap Hansen losing all control. That's one big knee to the face of Whitmer.
And what devastation BJ Whitmer is taking right now.
Cannonball by Moff. Moff being kicked by Homicide on Moff. Here's no Cabana.
He blocks it. And Cabana has him up.
Fisherman Buster. What's Moff doing? German suplex on Cabana into a Fisherman's Buster on Homicide.
And that leaves Murphy up. And he's met by a big knee by BJ Whitmer. What action we're seeing here in the Rexplex, Chris.
All four men down. Four-corner survival. Hansen just letting it go. We need a winner in this one. We need to know who's going to Dayton.
And the fans here in Elizabeth get behind all four participants right here. Who's got the most energy? Who's got it, Chris? I don't know.
Who's got the most heart is what you want to ask in this one. Colt 45 are done by Colt Cabana. He's already pinned Whitmer. None of the grudges with this. He's got him hooked. No, Whitmer up and over. Inverted DDT.
What the hell is that? Go for the cover. Oh, but Homicide breaks it up. What a maneuver there by Whitmer.
And that's the thing about these four-corner survival matches. You have to make sure no one's around when you go and attempt to get that fall. Because if someone's around, they're going to make that save.
Cop killer!
Yeah, cop killer! No!
Homicide catches him. What a lariat! But no, Moff is going to break it up.
Dan Moff, the member of the Prophecy, the man who turned his back on Homicide, takes Homicide and hits him with the clothesline.
Could this be another cannibal? No, Homicide gets out of the way wisely.
Homicide's gonna know that's coming from the man that he trained as he goes to whip Cabana. No, Cabana takes Homicide up, trying for, what's he doing here? Draping the back feet. Oh! He draped the feet on the ropes and then hit a DDT or excuse me, Bulldog. And the force, the angle caused Homicide to land on his head.
I don't know, but Moff breaks it up. That would have been it. And now Moff has Cabana. How much more do these guys got in the tank?
Low blow by Moff, taking shortcuts. That's the way of the prophecy.
Burning Hammer!
Yes, he's got him hooked. He's got him. This is all over. He hits the burning hammer. Drops him on his head.
That's it! That's it! No! Whitmer breaks it up!
Whitmer, I don't even think there's a tenth of a second left in that count, but Whitmer made the save. He's not trying to suplex Moff. Moff back elbows. Goes for a clothesline. Whitmer catches him. Oh, T-bone suplex right on the head of Dan Moff. Oh, I thought that was it.
Homicide breaks it up.
Yeah, just making the save right there. Homicide whipping Whitmer in.
Big Mafia kick right to the face of Whitmer. And what action this is! And a big clubbing forearm! And Moff is on the floor. This could be Homicide's opportunity if Moff is down.
Well, Cabana's out on his feet after that burning hammer. Moff perhaps going for that ace crusher to finish him off. Although I think that Cabana could be pinned right now. But Homicide trying for that one more big move. And hold on, there's Whitmer. Whitmer coming up. German suplex off the top on Homicide. Moff's out on the floor. Homicide's out after that German. Now,
Whitmer's got Cabana on the top rope.
he's got him hooked. This could be that exploder. He's used this as a finish before. Yes, he's got the arm hook. The exploder from the top. Dangerous. We gotta have it covered right here. No one's around.
And BJ Whitmer's victorious here. He's your new #1 contender.
What a match. Match of the night so far. BJ Whitmer's going to Dayton. He grew up just a few miles from Dayton. And he's gonna get his ROH World title shot in just 3 weeks in Dayton. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first of 2 grudge match main events. The one we've all been waiting for. The match 6 months in the making. Homicide versus Steve Corino. And let me tell you something. This is the God's honest truth. These two hate each other.
And you can cut the intensity with not even a knife, with a buzzsaw on this one, as so much has been building, and it's about to erupt here in Fairfield, Connecticut.
And look at this collar and elbow tie-up. This is one of the most intense collar and elbow tie-ups I've ever seen. Look, great camera shot, taking you right inside of it. Just look at the intensity. Look at the pressure these two are putting against each other on this collar and elbow tie-up. Oh my God, what are these two gonna do to each other in this one? They hate each other so much. The intensity is there. Corino with the chop. Homicide fights back. Homicide back again. Back and forth, both men go. Who's gonna get the advantage? The hair is flying as Homicide lights up Steve Corino.
We're witnessing some tight action here. As Homicide goes for the go behind, Corino drops down.
He's going for a drop toe hold, but Homicide grabs the legs, and both men struggling on the canvas. This one actually started at Glory by Honor October 5th, a year ago, basically, when Corino, his ego got in the way. He turned on Homicide, cost him the match of the Backseat Boys. 11-9 All-Star Extravaganza. Homicide stabs Corino in the eye. 12-28 Final Battle 2002. Corino takes Homicide out of the main event. And then Queens, the Riot. We have not seen Corino since. The challenges were issued by Homicide. Corino finally accepted after Homicide brought his kid into it, saying that, hey, how can you face your son? Your son thinks you're a coward by not coming back. Corino finally coming back for this one.
And Corino and Homicide tying up right here, trying to go for a hold here, and it's broken up, but they're still clawing at each other. And the elbows and headbutts are flying. Wow.
Ooh, did you see that headbutt? Oh, another one by Homicide. The notorious 187. He told Carino, I'll leave my crew in Brooklyn. I'll come alone to fight you. And look what Carino does. He brings a whole entourage with him.
That was one of the most ridiculous things I've probably ever witnessed in an ROH ring, but leave it to Steve Carino to bring that element here to ROH.
You see Guillotine LeGrand on the outside, his own ring announcer, Bobby Cruz, and his young boys. Who's this guy to have young boys?
And then throw 3 streamers in the ring. Did you see those kids with the streamers?
And then they threw them in the ring and then got them themselves. That was ridiculous. But back to the match.
And back to another collar and elbow tie up here.
I think it's more Homicide trying to choke the life out of Carino. As now Homicide taking the king of old schools and giving him a big chop.
And what a strong style matchup we're seeing here.
Oh yeah, you don't taunt Homicide. Carino paying the price right there. And Carino's ego is bruised once again. Oh my God, oh my God. Did you see that slap? What was with that slap? Oh, that's the kind of slap that could disable Carino forever. I can't believe that slap that we just saw. Right on the air of Steve Carino.
And Carino just crumbled to the outside.
Oh my God.
He's holding that ear.
I am in shock at what we just saw with that slap. Oh, these two hate each other. You can feel it. You can feel it coming through your TV screen.
And look at his eye. He's got a mouse underneath his eye, probably from one of those headbutts. As Carino, what damage is he taking here in the opening moments of this matchup?
I'm in awe. I'm in shock. I still can't believe it. Carino, I don't blame him.
Is he leaving?
I don't blame him. I'd leave too. I would leave too after that slap. And what's it? It's Julius Smokes, Benny from the Bronx, and Slugger. What's Slugger doing with him? Homicide coming prepared. Homicide knew Carino might pull shenanigans. He brought his crew with him. But why is Slugger out there with him? And now Homicide taking it to Carino on the floor. Whips him in.
And Carino whipped hard into the rail right there.
Are those the Rottweilers that we came through the curtain? We've been hearing a lot about the Rottweilers. Are those them?
I have no idea.
Well, that's another issue to deal with at another time, as right now we have this intense match going on. Homicide throwing Carino back in the ring. Julius Smoke, street name J-Train, known as a double son-in-law as well, remains in the corner of Homicide for the rest of this match, probably to counteract Guillotine LeGrand in the corner of Carino.
And Homicide has Carino down, and a big knee to the already busted up face of Steve Carino, and he looks like he's out. And Homicide sticking his fingers in the nose. This is vicious, Chris.
Oh, look at that, ripping at the nostrils, pulling on the flesh.
And this matchup has gone beyond the bounds of professional wrestling. The hatred here is unbelievable. And Homicide falls with a big headbutt and rocks Carino. And look at Julius Smokes on the outside, telling Homicide to lay it in there.
Homicide has waited so long for this match. He couldn't wait any longer. He wanted to open the show, but he's getting down. He misses that diving headbutt. Carino to his feet. Carino up. Leg lariat on Homicide. Now one connects.
And the notorious 187 just got rocked as he's down. But look at Carino. He's still feeling the punishment.
Carino, he didn't want to cover. He didn't want to come back to Ring of Honor after the riots. Homicide challenged him several times, brought his son to it. Carino finally returns. And look, he's face to face with Julius Smokes, the man who started those infamous riots in Queens. Homicide tossed out of the ring, but hard into the ropes first. And Ray, I gotta mention it. I gotta do the plug for over 5,000 videotapes from every wrestling promotion you can think of. Best of everyone you can think of. Check out rfvideo.com. Call 215-891-9404. Or check out rohwrestling.com for the latest from Ring of Honor. Again, that's rfvideo.com, 215-891-9404.
And can you feel the tension here just with the way he dumped Homicide to the floor? This thing, it's going to erupt, Chris, and it's going to erupt real soon. And Homicide draped over the rail. Carino trying to choke the life out of the notorious 187 there as he just put his throat over the top of that rail.
And one thing I have to mention, there's such an atmosphere in this building, you have to experience it live, as Carino throwing those fingers right in the face of Homicide, right into the eyes. And Steve Carino, whenever he enters a building, there's just this aura about him. The atmosphere changes. Steve Carino just has such a unique presence about him, and I can feel it right now, and hopefully you can feel it coming through your TV screen, but you gotta be here live to appreciate something like this.
And if the fans out there don't feel it, Homicide's gonna feel it, but no, a reversal, and Carino goes into the post.
And what's Homicide do now? He throws Carino head first right into that steel.
And Homicide,
What's he doing?
this is in shades of a strong style matchup.
Hold on, he's got barbed wire. Homicide, he came prepared for this one. He brought his crew from Brooklyn, and he brought a strand of barbed wire. And this is a grudge match, relaxed rules. We're gonna let them go.
Oh, look at that! Oh my God!
He is ripping the flesh of Steve Carino with that barbed wire.
I don't think I've ever seen anything so gruesome just like that. How graphic, and his arm is busted wide open. Look at the cloud flowing from the barbed wire raped across the arm of Steve Carino.
The flesh has been torn open on Steve Carino's arm. Homicide going back, digging the razor sharp wire right into the skin of Carino, cutting him very deeply. And notice one thing, Carino has that shoulder taped up. He has those shoulder and neck problems as you see Homicide laughing. He's enjoying it. He's waited so long for this.
He's got a fork now, digging it into the busted open arm of Steve Carino.
And that's a ghetto fork. That means it's extra sharp. He uses that as a weapon. He knows how to scrape it and really make those points extra sharp, and that's what he did.
And now he's biting the arm. Look at this.
Oh, you want to talk about ghetto? That's ghetto right there.
That's raw and uncensored. My goodness. There's even blood on the camera lens.
Carino's had that arm, the flesh, torn open by barbed wire. A sharpened fork again with the fork, and Homicide's teeth.
This is something that we haven't seen in 18 months of Ring of Honor. This vicious brutality. This is like street brutality right here in Connecticut. And Homicide is taking it to Steve Carino. Everything that Carino has done over the last year, this is payback for the notorious 187.
Julius Smoke, street name J-Train, showing his appreciation, giving his support to Homicide. Paul Turner, the referee, doing a great job. We told him, let these guys go. Relaxed rules in this one. Let them settle this, and that's what Paul Turner's doing. And as a result, Carino's arm has been shredded.
And Carino fighting for his life. Toxic, wow, nice lariat by Homicide. He caught the notorious 187, but look at him, just grasping that cut open arm. Look at the blood just flowing.
Well, Carino has held all those titles that Bobby Cruz mentioned for a reason, because he is that good, and he just exhibited it right there against the notorious 187, as now the king of old school has the advantage, putting a boot to Homicide.
But I haven't seen anything this violent ever in an ROH ring. Look at that arm, that's just disgusting. And Homicide taking it to the floor. I don't know if that's wise for Carino. He took an unbelievable amount of punishment just a few moments ago on the floor. Let's see, maybe he has something in mind for Homicide.
Oh, he just spit on Julius Smokes. And Carino, you mentioned taking it to the floor right there. Carino hates Homicide just as much as Homicide hates Carino. Homicide's been a thorn in Carino's side. Oh, Homicide sent into that steel.
He just pushed his head right into that rail. That was vicious, I'm sorry.
For all the, Homicide busted open.
Oh, he is busted.
For all the damage Homicide has put on Carino, Carino wants to get back to Homicide.
The cloud is flowing here in Fairfield, look at this. Carino caught him with that rail. Oh my!
And look at him digging the fingers into that cut. He is digging his fingers right into the cut of Homicide, opening it up even more.
And look at the blood flowing. That's disgusting. And Carino has the barbed wire.
Carino digging the barbed wire into the already deep cut on Homicide's forehead. And Homicide, now he's got to be blinded by that blood. It has to be stinging his eyes. And how long until Homicide starts getting woozy from blood loss?
Boy, he is bleeding everywhere here in Fairfield, and that's a pile driver.
Cover, this could be it.
not enough.
Homicide rolls to the outside. He needs a breather. Homicide sent straight through the table. The crowd on its feet.
You look at the blood just pouring off his head. I don't even know what to call. I think referee Paul Turner, I know this is relaxed rules and everything, but he might have to think about stopping this one.
There's an actual puddle of blood on the floor.
Oh,
You're right, he might have to think about stopping it. How much blood can Homicide lose? Not to mention Steve Carino's lost a tremendous amount of blood off of the arm, too.
I mean, we talk about matches, blood feuds, but this has gone one step further. These two combatants are definitely going to have to be stitched up after this one. And how much do these guys, how much fight do they have left in them? I mean, I can't even commentate on something like this. This is going beyond the bounds of professional wrestling, Chris.
This is because these two men truly hate each other, and we're seeing what happens when you get two men with such hatred in their hearts and you put them opposite each other in a Ring of Honor ring. You're going to get grudge match action like this, and Homicide's in a bad spot. This crowd going absolutely nuts as Carino just planting that boot right in the face of Homicide. Carino now picking him up, planning out his next move. And look at Carino looking at the crowd with disdain. Carino hates the ROH fans. He's made no secret about that. Julius Smokes hyping ringside, and who can blame him? Unbelievable match we're witnessing here. Carino into the corner. No, he's met with a boot by Homicide. Homicide, tornado DDT. And then notice Carino clutching the neck after that tornado DDT. That is the weak point on Steve Carino. Homicide struggling to come up with the next move. Shining Wizard! Homicide! Carino's down! Oh, God, look at Homicide. This is like a horror movie.
Homicide is a crimson mask right here in the middle of the ring. Go for the cover. But Carino kicks out. Do you think Homicide even knows his whereabouts?
I gotta say that he does, because did you notice he hooked the leg that was closer to the ropes? Very good ring presence by Homicide there, knowing exactly where Steve Carino was. And Carino needs a breather. He's on the outside. He's got to recoup. Because, I mean, look at the punishment this man has taken in this match. How long can he last? Homicide on his feet, though. Here goes Homicide.
Top of that rail, did you see the way, the positioning that Homicide bent? He could have broken his lower back there. He's not getting up, Chris. Look at Julius Smokes checking on the Notorious 187. The crowd here in Fairfield rising to their feet, hovering around Homicide. Can he even get up? Is he even alive? I have never seen a collision by one man on the floor quite like that.
The crowd 100% behind Homicide. They hate Steve Carino. Carino hates the Ring of Honor fans. Homicide, you know what though? This is Shades of Queens. This is Shades of the first anniversary show. Don't forget, Homicide missed the tope on Hilo in Queens. Carino rolled him in and got him with that Dragon Sleeper. Definite Shades of Queens right here. And look at Homicide. Did you see Carino lift Homicide up by the ears? He lifted up the man by his ears. You have to go where your ears are going, or your ears are going to rip off your head. It's the only way Carino could get Homicide in the ring. This is going to be it. This is it.
No, not enough. And the lifeless body of Homicide kicking out of that.
It's Shades of Queens.
Oh, wait a second.
There it is. The Dragon Sleeper. The Dragon Sleeper. This put Homicide down in Queens.
Homicide fighting for his life here, Chris. He's got to get to the ropes.
How can Homicide have anything left? He has to tap. If he doesn't tap,
determination, what courage we have here by the notorious 187 Homicide.
Yeah, Team LeGrand cannot believe it. Carino slapped in the back of the neck of Homicide, not for damage, but for insult. And Carino now, he's hooking on the Dragon Sleeper again.
He's got it again, Chris.
Homicide might have been able to survive it once. He'll never be able to survive it again. Homicide, it's only a matter of time till he passes out. The blood loss, the tope con hilo, all the punishment. This is going to be it.
Ref, you better stop this. Ref, you better stop this. You better stop it.
I might be concurring in agreement there with Guillotine LeGrand, but Homicide with the low blow and a big cruising kick. Go for the cover.
Homicide is out of it, but he is woozy.
My God, what a camera shot.
Oh, should we censor this? Oh my God! I can't believe it. We're whistling the intensity. This is one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. Homicide struggling, and Julius Smoke's getting behind him. Julius Smoke's trying to give encouragement, and Homicide, with every ounce of strength he has, with everything in his body, climbing to the top rope, heaving himself, and it's raining blood from a lacerated Homicide.
But Homicide on the top rope. Carino meets him with a fist. And now Carino's scaling to the top. What can they come up with next?
Carino has a notorious 187, the dazed Homicide on the top rope. He's got him hooked. Oh, superplex!
And he took that punishment from that tope con hilo. This has got to be it. How does he kick out of this?
Homicide, he's waited so long for this match. He's waited so long to get revenge on Steve Carino that nothing, I repeat, nothing is going to stop him in this match. And Carino, he's looking a little frustrated as he puts Homicide into the corner. What could Carino follow up with? Whips him in.
Homicide in the corner. Here comes Carino with a big running forearm. Dumps Homicide down.
And there's Carino taunting the crowd one more time. Carino hates these Ring of Honor fans. He holds disdain for them. And he just blew snot. Oh
It's
God.
disgusting.
He blew snot on the Ring of Honor fans. How disrespectful is that? Homicide don't make it a comeback. Catches Carino. Goes up top. Ace Crusher. Pressure on the neck. That move hurts the neck. How did Carino ever kick out of that?
Chris, I'm just sitting back and watching this one. Words can't describe it. I can't even call this. I'll try a nice suplex there by Homicide. I am in awe of what I'm seeing here.
But look at Carino. He's clutching at that neck, that shoulder and neck. They have to be killing Carino right now. As he is showing his weakness, he is clutching at it.
The pain has to be shooting through the body of Steve Carino, as his neck has definitely got to be damaged after a high-risk maneuver by Homicide. And now both participants rise to their feet. Homicide's got him hooked.
Perhaps for a suplex. No, back elbows by Carino. Gets out of it. That suplex could have finished it off if he laid on his neck. Homicide, maybe another ace crusher. No, Carino catches him. Takes him up. Death Valley Driver powerbomb. Cover. How did Homicide do it? How is Steve Carino doing it? I gotta tell you what, I might hate Steve Carino, but I have to respect the man. I do love Homicide, he's great, and he's showing why in this one. This has been Homicide's year. One great match after another. CM Punk in Pittsburgh, the Samoa Joe match at Do or Die. It's match after match after match, and Homicide doing it one more time here at Fairfield. Carino in, Homicide blocks it, headbutt, scoops up Carino, tombstone!
No, not enough. Homicide so close to victory here in this grudge match.
You know what though, Ray?
What's that?
That's another shot to the neck of Steve Corino. More damage to the neck and shoulder of Steve Corino. And there you hear the crowd there behind Homicide.
And what energy we're seeing from these participants, from this crowd. What a special match we have here in Ring of Honor.
And you only get special matches like this when something huge is on the line. And with these two men, it's hatred, it's pride. Homicide in, no, Corino ducks. Oh, to the back of the neck goes Homicide. Now he takes off the elbow pad, lariat. Cover, this is it. Not quite enough. Steve Corino, how much heart does this man have? I mean, this man, there's not a lot of qualities to like about him, but you got to admire his heart, his intestinal fortitude that he's showing here, especially after that slap by Homicide and everything else that's happened in this match. Homicide going to whip him in. Corino, though, hooking the ropes, all in to happen. Ooh, what a forearm right to the jaw of Homicide. Corino now looking to polish off Homicide. No, drop to hold. Homicide, he's going for that STF. This made Fritz Nana tap earlier. It puts all the pressure on the neck and the shoulders.
This could be it, Chris.
I think Corino has to tap. He's going to tap or pass out. He could definitely pass out from the pain here, too. Paul Turner right in Corino's face. See if Corino wants to give.
Corino's got to get to the ropes.
Now look at
Homicide putting him in the middle of the ring.
That's Homicide pulling him back in the ring.
He's got him hooked.
Oh, he's got the extra stretch going on. He's got the extra stretch by hooking that arm. It's tearing at the neck and shoulder. Corino's got her clip. Hold on, Guillotine LeGrand.
Wait a second, what was that?
Guillotine LeGrand throwing in the towel.
He threw the towel in for Corino, and Paul Turner's going for the bell.
Guillotine LeGrand couldn't watch it anymore. I think he saved Corino from passing out.
But Homicide is victorious in this blood feud.
Oh, but Homicide still did not pin Corino or make him tap or submit her or make him pass out. He still gets the victory. But only because Guillotine LeGrand threw in the towel. But I got to agree with Guillotine's decision. Corino, he was out. He was going to go out.
Could have saved the life of Corino there. And thankfully this is over. But how much has been taken out of these two combatants here?
We just saw a match for the ages. And you know what? Let's let everything speak for itself. Wow. Short, sweet, and to the point by Raven. Is that the same corner he was sitting in at the beginning of the show?
Has he been there for like the last 4 or 5 hours? I don't know, but
Raven psyched up in a homicidal frenzy right now. But talking about homicidal, we got a Homicide, Trent Acid, fast-paced back and forth. We can't even talk about what Rob was saying. The investigation isn't going well in the Lucy thing because we got to call the action here. As I can hardly keep up with what Trent and Homicide are doing. What an intense battle we have on our hands right here. Trent blocking that. Oh, there's a headbutt by Homicide. A forearm by Homicide. Homicide using that quickness, running side to side, and down goes Acid.
And what a vicious forearm strike right there. And Trent met the guardrail on the floor, and Homicide in the ring, scoping out his prey, and here he goes.
No, Trent Acid sneaking in, but Trent Acid now going and Homicide moving. Homicide now hitting the ropes. Oh, and Acid cut cutting them off. Both these men put it all on the line in the early going of this impromptu grudge match. We have instructed the referee to handle this under relaxed rules. Let's let them settle their differences as... Oh, Trent taking Homicide to the floor.
My God, Robbie. Can I steal your word, dangerous, for that one? Because that's what it was.
And we're only in the first 2 minutes of this one. You see Julius Smokes in the corner of Homicide as always. And of course in the corner of Trent Acid, Johnny Cashmere, his fellow Backseat Boy member. As right now Trent taking it to Homicide. I say this has to be perhaps the most underrated feud of 2003. And this has been going on since really Glory by Honor of 2002. And then you add on the attack that Trent Acid, when he hit Homicide with that Yakuza kick, a do or die out of nowhere. And then that Wrestle Rave match, a must-see match that they had, that Fight Without Honor. And I mean, this has gone, it has international implications. It has gone overseas. It has gone into other promotions. And hopefully it can be settled right here tonight in Boston.
And Trent, what's he setting up for here? Telling the fans here in Wakefield to move. And a beautiful Asai moonsault into the crowd here in Wakefield. And look at all the people here, the ROH faithful here in New England.
Trent Acid now with, he's got Homicide down. Is Homicide out?
He could be.
Homicide now at ringside. Homicide now, oh no, blocked. And there goes Trent into the canvas. Trent now up on the canvas. Oh, skips up and over that. Great quickness by Trent. Going perhaps another same moves up and, oh, Homicide catches him and slams him into the guardrail. How are these guys going to survive this match? We're not even 5 minutes into this match, and look what we've seen already. These guys are going to beat each other to a pulp in this one. That's how much hatred there is. Homicide giving up his chance to get an ROH World title shot to be in this match tonight. That's how bad he wants it. Trent Acid, he already got paid. He could be on the I-95 back to Philly right now. Instead, he chose to wrestle this. He hates Homicide so much. And Tope on Elo on Trent in a chair.
And remember, Trent Acid, he's already wrestled in one tough scramble match already. This is his second match tonight. Trent Acid almost like an Iron Man here in ROH. And Julius Smokes, he's fired up on the outside, loving what he's seeing by his man Homicide. And speaking of Julius Smokes, Slugger, I guess he's not out here, but I wonder what the hell's going on with that. We got to get Gary Michael Capetta or somebody out on that to figure out the story behind the Rottweilers.
Definitely one to keep an eye on, as right now Homicide unleashing that chop on Trent Acid, a big headbutt. Another one. Look at Trent Acid. He is dazed as he's whipped corner to corner now. Oh, did you see that boot right to the face? Oh, did you see that knee?
Homicide following through a Trent Acid.
He caught him right in the eye with that knee. Did you see that? He caught him right in the eye. Trent's out. Oh, my God.
And Cashmere, there's some concern in his look, with the look in his eye right there. And Homicide, the referee telling Homicide to back off. We could have a severe injury on the floor.
Homicide catching Trent Acid right in the knee. Right in the eye with that knee. Let's get a status update right now. There you see Julius Smokes.
Make your move.
Cashmere challenging Smokes on. Cashmere probably should be tending to his partner right now. Ref Gary Moore checking on Trent. Oh, look at that. The blood is flowing from the eye of Trent Acid.
Trent Acid, he could have suffered a concussion as well. Look at the woozy look in his eyes.
Do you realize the force ray that Homicide must have hit him in that eye with that knee in order for the eye to be busted open and bleeding like that?
And Trent Acid on rubbery legs as well. What courage he has even to continue this fight. And Homicide dumps him over. And I guarantee Homicide is enjoying this. If he can dish out punishment like this to his main adversary here in ROH, he's got to be loving it. Well, and now he's got Trent boosting him up top.
The backseat boys, they might want to Trent might want to throw in the towel here because he's got to be thinking about going for the tag title to Glory by Honor. But look at that drop kick right to the back of Homicide. That one really connected. Oh, double high knee. Trent now going airborne again, catches him in a swinging DDT.
Nicely executed there by Trent Acid. As we've seen Homicide tonight, you know, this could end up being really bad for Homicide if he could come out on the losing end of this match, because he's ranked number 2 in the top 5, and if Trent Acid could get a victory here, you never know, that could like really upset the top 5 ranking system.
No doubt about that. Homicide should be going for a world title shot tonight, but he gave that up. I still can't believe it. Beautiful T-bone suplex, and that's how bad he wants to hurt Trent Acid. He gave up his shot at the world title after he came so close to do or die. I mean, I'm still in shock about that. We have a cover right there by Homicide, only a 2 count though. What heart Trent Acid is showing. He is bleeding from the eye after a hard knee by Homicide, and he's still fighting back and taking everything. And look at Trent push Gary Moore away and hit Homicide with a low blow. And what's that? I don't think that was an accident. Trent Acid claiming it was an accident. And Trent now brings a chair to the ring. Julius Smokes got Moore distracted. Smokes doing more harm than good right now.
And this feud is beyond accidents, Chris Lovey.
Uh-oh, he's got him up for a backseat driver. He's got him up. Oh, my God.
My God. That could be it.
Homicide's forehead hitting the lip of that steel chair on the backseat driver. Homicide might be out. These two men brutalizing each other in this one. This is almost more brutal than what we saw at Wrestle Rave.
And what we saw last month with Homicide and Steve Corino in a blood feud, it looks like Homicide's involved in another one this month in Boston.
That's right. I didn't even neglect to mention that. Homicide, Steve Corino, that bloodbath match of the year. Last show in Fairfield, Connecticut, bitter friends, stiffer enemies, and now Homicide's in this war. How much can this man withstand? Homicide going up to the top, going for a top rope Hurricanrana. He connects. Big Yakuza kick. Trent fires back with one of his own. Oh, another one. Both men's pride not letting him go down. Trent ducks out and connects to the back of the head with one. Big Yakuza kick to the face. Down goes Homicide. Cover.
And only a 1 count.
Wow. And another one.
And Trent could be knocked out. Almost a 2 there.
A sign of disrespect by both men, and there's a double Yakuza kick, both down.
This match has gone beyond titles, beyond everything, and the crowd is going bananas.
What drama we're seeing here as the most underrated feud of 2002 is exploding to a new level here in Boston. Brutality exhibited by both men. Quickness there by Trent Acid, ducking those blows by Homicide. Acid now signaling for something. Blocks the Yakuza kick. Homicide, dragon screw. Turns him over, SDF. Homicide's made many men tap with this. It rips at the knee. It rips at the neck. It aches on the lower back. Will Trent tap?
Trent's got to get to the ropes.
Trent with every ounce of strength he has, inching his way to the ropes, and he's got him. Homicide forced to release in this relaxed rules match. Another duck. Oh, Homicide taking out the legs of Trent Acid. Homicide perhaps going back to that STF. Yes, indeed he does. Does Trent Acid have what it takes to reach the ropes one more time? Trent Acid bleeding from the eye, pain on his body. Now he's itching with every bit of heart and soul that he has for those ropes, and he gets it one more time. So you see Johnny Casimir giving support to Trent Acid. Homicide, what a year it's been for him. One show-stealing match after another, and we could be seeing it again. And oh my God, did you see how that forearm hit him? Square in the nose.
And that could be the decisive blow that Trent was looking for.
I think Homicide's out. I think Homicide is knocked out. That hit him right in the nose, that roaring elbow.
Tupac and Biggie live through us. Wake up, baby. My blood, my blood. My flesh, my flesh. My blood, my blood. My flesh, my flesh. Rise up now.
The blood pouring out of the nose of Homicide. Did you see the glazed look in Homicide's eyes? He was knocked out. He is struggling to get to his feet. Trent might be one big move away from winning it, but Homicide, like a wounded animal, fights back.
And that claret is flowing from his nose like a faucet.
Did you see that mist of blood just there? Homicide losing blood out of the nose. And, oh, Koji caught him from the top.
And this could be it. How much more punishment could both these guys take?
Cover! Oh, Cashmere pulling Gary Moore out of the ring. That would have been it. Gary Moore could ring the bell. I mean, it is relaxed rules. He could DQ the backseats here. I think he's just giving Cashmere an earful. He's going to let it go, and I agree with that move. He should definitely let it go. I want a winner here tonight, not a DQ, as Julius Smokes chasing Cashmere around the ring, and there's Trent leveling Julius Smokes. Is that necessary?
Well, the code of honor was broken here, but I guess I got to agree with you. You got to keep this match going. I want to see a clean winner in this one. I mean, you have to have a clean winner in this.
Homicide didn't break his nose for no reason. Trent Acid didn't get his eye busted open for no reason. We need a winner. Trent chasing Cashmere, but it's all set up. Yakuza can't cover. I thought that was it.
I thought that was it as well. I can't believe it.
And after the brutal match Homicide had last show against Steve Corino, how is he hanging on in this one as you see Cashmere working over Smokes on the outside?
And a crowd here in Wakefield, they are cheering on both these individuals, I would say, as what a fight we have here.
This is what ROH is all about, hatred, intensity. Who's the better man? We're going to find out shortly. Trent Acid with a kick. Neither man will be the same after this match, that is for sure. And Trent signaling for that backseat driver again. If he hits it, it's going to be all over. No, Homicide gets out of it, but meets a boot from Trent Acid. Acid now comes in. Oh, Kudo driver! Kudo driver, this will be it! No! Roll up, this is how Trent beat him before! Oh, Homicide kicks out.
So close, we almost had to repeat a wrestle rave. And Trent go for a sleeper hold.
And there's a low blow by Homicide.
Returning the favor, and this could be the Kudo driver now, Chris.
There it is, he's got him up! No, Trent lands on his feet. Homicide powered him up. There it is! Cover!
And that's it, Homicide's victorious.
What a match! The series of fantastic matches for Homicide continues. Steve Corino, the one we saw last month, the four-corner survival match, the Samoa Joe match at Do or Die. When I say four-corner survival, I could mean either Revenge on the Prophecy or Death Before Dishonor or Night of the Grudges. CM Punk in Pittsburgh at Round Robin Challenge 2. And now another show-stealing match, and this time he evens the score against Trent Acid. Wow, and to think this wasn't even advertised. It's four-corner survival time here in Baltimore. What a show we're witnessing, and thank God CM Punk's out of the broadcast booth. Let's get right to the business here, Ray, and who do we got in this one?
This is a four-corner survival match. We have the former ROH champion Xavier in the ring with the notorious 187 Homicide.
Oh, Xavier just slapped Homicide. You don't want to do that.
Plus also in this four-way we have Mark Briscoe and an emerging star here in ROH, Hurricane John Walters. And I'll tell you what, Chris Lovey, if you're going into a new market and you really want to know what ROH is, this is the trademark match right here to show the ROH four-corner survival match.
Four-corner survival, one fall wins it, none of that elimination stuff. You have to make sure you get that first fall. If you want to win this one, no, I'll let so-and-so get eliminated because I'll get the next fall, because it's all over as soon as somebody gets pinned or submits or gets knocked out. As you see Homicide working on the arm of Xavier, the all-around best, the former ROH champion, and he takes him down. But there you see Homicide going right to the face of Xavier.
And what a great concept of this four-corner survival match. The first pinfall is victorious. That's right, none of that elimination. And that means that every move is important. Every lockup is important. Every maneuver in this match is important, because a pinfall victory can happen just like that. And this is what a match to showcase here in Baltimore.
There you see Julius Smokes on the outside in the corner of Homicide. And this match very important to those top 5 rankings. Oh, and look at that. Xavier walking over Homicide and then pie-facing Walters. Of course, Xavier and Walters have quite a little issue developing here. It all started last show, Glory by Honor. Xavier getting a cheap win over Walters in their Field of Honor match, and Walters basically showing a total lack of respect to Xavier, and Xavier deserves it. And now, I thought we were going to see him go at it, and Xavier tagging out to Mark Briscoe.
A definite story is brewing here between Xavier and John Walters. And what two physical specimens these guys are. What athletes. But now we see Walters working on the arm of Mark Briscoe, another great athlete who's returned here to Ring of Honor. And boy, he has returned with a bang after that match we saw with B.J. Whitmer in Boston.
What an upset that was for Mark Briscoe. And when you look at John Walters and Mark Briscoe in the ring, you're looking at the future of ROH. You're looking at two blue-chip athletes, two can't-miss superstars who both need that big victory to get into the top 5 rankings. Because you know what? If you're in the top 5, that's prestigious right in itself when you look at who's on the ROH roster. And there you see a go behind by Walters, a go behind by Briscoe. Walters grabbing the leg. Briscoe kicking him off. Up and over goes Walters. There's a hip toss by Mark Briscoe. Briscoe's so athletic, so many dangerous moves in his arsenal, but he's also like rubber. He can take anything. It's hard to hurt this kid. And John Walters, so much pure wrestling skill. Of course, usually tagging with Tony Mamluk as half of the purists, and what a tag team that is. Walters can go whether it's singles or tag team action, and we're seeing it right here. But Briscoe with the advantage, that Japanese-style arm drag. Walters avoiding now an Oklahoma roll for a 2 count. Ref Hansen right on top of it.
And another amazing thing about Mark Briscoe is his age, only 18 years old. The future, the sky is, there's a glass ceiling for this guy here.
No, you mean, a glass ceiling means he ain't going anywhere.
He's going to break through it. He's going to break through it.
Yep, Mark Briscoe, he could be a bona fide main eventer one day, especially if he wins this match.
And just like his brother, he could break through it as well, as he faces Samoa Joe tonight for the ROH World Title. What a coup that would be for the Briscoes as we see Julius Smokes on the outside. We already saw one title change tonight. Could we see another? Stay tuned and find out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jay gets that Jay Driller on a big man like Joe. That could be it. As we see a quick couple of arm drags by Mark. Outside of the ring goes Homicide as you're dealing with two lightning quick athletes. And Mark just sails over the top rope on the Homicide.
Wow, up and over with that plancha. What quickness. Quick as a cat was Mark Briscoe right there. And look at Julius Smokes on the outside.
And I got a scoop for you.
Give it to me.
Homicide, you might have saw it on the Glory by Honor tape. He challenged Samoa Joe to another match. He just wants to see if he's a better man than Samoa Joe after the way that Homicide lost at Do or Die when he was distracted by Smokes and Low-Key. And Samoa Joe has accepted that challenge for next week outside of Rochester in the Spencerport area.
Wow,
as there you see, wow, look at that, both men off the top. Big butterfly suplex by Homicide. It'll be over early. John Walters sets it, makes the save. And that's why in these types of matches, you have to make sure nobody's around when you go for that pinfall. As there's a tag into Xavier. Xavier grabbing the arm of Mark Briscoe.
Irish maneuver there by Mark Briscoe. Now Xavier in the ring. Let's see if Walters gets in there. I want to see these two hook it up. And Xavier with a running baseball kick right there, right to the face of Mark Briscoe. What velocity and what strength by that throw right there. Mark Briscoe in some trouble.
Xavier, a beautiful over-the-head belly-to-belly suplex as he now takes Mark Briscoe down. Oh, goes right to the neck.
That move clubbing, but also insulting as well with the slap to the back. But Xavier follows through with a big stiff chop to Mark Briscoe, who's up in a corner. Shoots him now out of the corner. Briscoe up and over. Rolls through. Over the top. Goes for a sunset flip. Nice combination of moves there by Mark Briscoe.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
Notice Allison Danger is not in Xavier's corner for this match. Is Xavier still in the prophecy? What's going on with that?
Oh, we saw what happened back at Glory by Honor 2. Allison Danger going out in Xavier's match, but Lollipop was out there. There's a lot of dissension going on in the ranks of the prophecy, but I think Xavier still is a member.
I think so. I guess that's something to keep an eye on in the future. Xavier whipping Mark in, Mark ducking. Mark, nice spin kick right to the face of Xavier. The former ROH champion is down. And this is a first four-corner survival Xavier's been in, so he might not be accustomed to the pace of this match. As there you see it, Mark going for a cover. It's going to take a lot more than that to beat the all-around best.
Xavier's in some unfamiliar waters here, but you called it right there. He is the all-around best, and let's see if Xavier can adapt to this style of match.
And Xavier tags out. Here comes Homicide. Drop toe hold, though. And now Mark Briscoe taking it to the notorious 187, and it looks like Mark wants out. He needs a breather after what he went through with Xavier, and John Walters more than happy to get in there. And you know Walters wants to get his hands on Xavier. Oh, look at that quickness by Homicide. Kick in the back of John Walters. Oh, he is just so lightning quick. He's like a powder keg ready to explode. I can't wait to see him versus Samoa Joe next week, whether the title's on the line or not. But right now, Homicide has to get focused on John Walters. And Walters going up to the top. The big man goes airborne. Wow, what impact on that missile drop kick. We got to cover. Not enough.
What height by that missile drop kick on the Homicide. And it's great to see Homicide back here in ROH as he goes for a low kick there.
Shady tactics by the gangster Homicide, and there's no. Homicide bringing that street element in, but I gotta say, it looks like the Rottweilers, who Homicide is the leader of, looks like they're getting away from that thug element. I mean, just look how Julius Smokes is dressed.
It's looking pretty sharp out there, as now Mark shoots off Walters with a well-placed elbow to the chest of John Walters. Go for a cover. Not enough, but boy, is it great to see Homicide back here in ROH after a successful tour of Japan. And what last time we saw him was in that match with Trent Acid in Boston. Wow, what a hard-hitting match that was.
That match was just unbelievable at beating the odds, him versus Trent Acid. What a feud that turned out to be. Of course, Wrestle Rave. What a fight without honor they had there. Homicide just on fire this whole year. Great matches against so many people. He's stealing the show every time out, but right now it's Walters trying to steal the show against Mark Briscoe as Walters desperate for that first victory. And there's Xavier trying to cheap shot, but Walters catches him, and Walters has both Briscoe and Xavier in a bad spot, and he's tying their legs together. Look at this submission. That's why he's part of the purists. He knows so many holds and counter holds as he has the legs interlocked, and he has both those men in pain right now. And who's going to tap? Oh, here comes Homicide. Homicide taking advantage of the situation with a huge double boot. Everybody's down. Homicide, can he take advantage of the situation? The Baltimore area fans getting won over by Ring of Honor, loving what they're seeing in this four-corner survival. Homicide now up as it's breaking down. Ref Hansen losing all control. Homicide now planting John Walters up on the top turnbuckle. Another big chop to the chest.
And Homicide, a house of fire in this four-way right here.
Huna Karana off the top. And here comes Xavier. Homicide catches him, goes for an ace crusher. No, Xavier whips him off. Xavier spine buster on Homicide.
And he just drove Homicide through the mat. And now Xavier's met by a big forearm there by Mark Briscoe. As these guys are going back and forth, tagging each other right there, and a kick to the midsection. Xavier has him hooked. Nice strength, throws him over. He had him by the lower leg, by the shin.
Xavier's looking great in this one as he continues his comeback here in ROH. Xavier now, oh, big knee. Another big knee. Mark Briscoe in trouble as there's a third knee. Briscoe staggered, falls to the ground, but there's Walters. He catches Xavier and tosses him over the top rope. That had to feel especially good for John Walters, but that back suplex by Homicide didn't.
And Xavier looking quite impressive in this match. Can you imagine a victory, Chris Lovey? If Xavier could win tonight, he would elevate up in the top 5. And you know, I'd really like to see maybe a match with Xavier and Samoa Joe. Xavier, he still deserves a shot against Samoa Joe sometime down the road.
And there goes Walters. Homicide going. No! Homicide already going for the superplex, so Walters was not able to catch him in that powerbomb the way he wanted to, and that turned into a car wreck. As now Walters, he's dazed, and Homicide's dazed, Mark's dazed. That was so dangerous right there. But now Walters, he's off the blue chipper, climbing to the top rope, looking for that first big win in ROH, and he drops the leg from the top on Homicide. Cover. There's Xavier to make the save. Xavier and Walters coming face to face. This is what John Walters wants. Xavier angry at the comments of Walters. Walters angry at the way Xavier won the match. Both men going back and forth right now after what happened at Glory by Honor 2. The hatred is there. The hatred is brewing. The hatred is increasing. And these men are unleashing it right now in Baltimore.
And these guys fighting tooth and nail. Who's going to be the strongest right here?
Xavier taking it to John Walters, whips him in. Walters underneath Xavier. Xavier tries a back kick. Walters blocks it. Walters scooping Xavier up. Oh, high impact on the chin.
What a jawbreaker maneuver right there. Go for the cover, but Homicide with a modified palm strike right there, breaking it up.
You have to make sure no one's around when you go for that pin. It's the only way to get it. Walters getting thrown out of the ring. And Homicide, what's he gonna do? I think we've seen it before. We know what it is. Tope con hilo time. And he just smashes Walters with it.
And look, Mark Briscoe in the ring.
Uh-oh. Mark Briscoe with the shooting star press to the floor. What guts it takes. And now the all-around best climb to the top. Xavier. Springboard Arabian press. Nobody home for John Walters, and he gives a finger to Xavier, and we have Walters and Xavier, the rivalry erupting right here in Glen Burnie, Maryland.
And Xavier scaling to the top rope. 450, nobody home. And a devastating lariat by the Hurricane.
Walters taking the all-around best off his feet, but Homicide's right there. Homicide playing in the ropes. Oh, what impact on that DDT! Cover!
Did you see the angle of his neck when his head hit the mat? What a devastating maneuver. And now Mark following up with some brutal forearms. Homicide reverses it, but no, it's met by a big boot. Nice body press there by Mark Briscoe off the top
And he
rope.
balanced like that. What athleticism by Mark Briscoe.
Reverse leg lariat. And a big super kick by the all-around best. Xavier needs to follow it up right here. Everybody's down. He's got him hooked. Fisherman suplex. But no, the Hurricane John Walters breaks it up.
Walters and Xavier face to face one more time. After what happened at Glory by Honor 2, this is a rivalry that's just taken off. Walters now taking Xavier up. Oh, I don't even know what to call that. Cover. High impact on the neck of Xavier. I thought that was it, and it would have been if Homicide didn't make the save.
And now Homicide and Walters squaring off. Homicide propping Walters on the top rope.
Homicide already scored one victory over Walters June 14th, night of the Grudges, and that awesome four-corner survival. Can he do it again? Ace Crusher could do it right here if Homicide goes for the cover. Here it is.
Wow, Waters kicking out again. What resiliency by this ROH newcomer.
John Walters is a blue chipper. This is the future of ROH right here, but he needs that first big win. And if it comes right here tonight, cop killer time. This could put it Homicide. Oh, it could be big for the top 5. Oh, double knee right to the back of Homicide. Springboard drop kick by Mark Briscoe. I can hardly keep up with this action. Xavier takes up Briscoe, plants him with a power bomb. Scoops him up, face first, down goes Briscoe.
What a roll through into a nice pile driver.
Beautiful by Xavier cover, this is it. Oh, how'd Mark Briscoe kick out?
My God, Lovey, I thought that was it. And look at the fans here in Baltimore, rising to their feet. What action in this four-corner survival match. European uppercut by Mark Briscoe. Files through, what a power bomb.
Oh, did you see Xavier just waiting there? And he nailed Mark Briscoe hard. And now he's got him up. He's got him up. Kudo driver, dangerous! This is it. It's all over. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. John Walters making the save. Mark Briscoe's going to be a non-factor in this one, though. Mark Briscoe out of commission after the Kudo driver. Oh, big boot by Homicide. Homicide whipping Walters in. Oh, Walters throws him over into the corner.
And Walters calling for a possible finish here. We've seen so many high-impact moves already. What's next?
Hold on, he's climbing the ropes with Homicide in his corner. Oh, plants a face first.
Oh, he could be knocked down. That's it. Where did Xavier come from? I can't believe it.
Homicide's going to be a non-factor now. He has to be out. John Walters had the victory until Xavier broke it up. John Walters almost had that first huge victory. And Xavier going for the low blow like he did at Glory by Honor 2. But now he gets a finger to the eyes. A finger to the eyes of John Walters. Kiss your ex goodbye. Cover. I can't believe it. Xavier tried the low blow like in the field of honor. Walters smart to have blocked it, but Xavier stopped him with fingers to the eyes. And this now won the match. Another cheap win over John Walters.
But did you see John Walters? He had a chance to punch Xavier in the face and he held back, and then Xavier thumbed him in the eye. John Walters going for some sportsmanship here, but he was almost double-crossed by Xavier. I can't believe what just happened.
Look at that cockiness by Xavier, Xing all of them, and now he's leaving. Another cheap win for Xavier, but a win nonetheless. And he's definitely going to have a strong showing in the top 5 rankings. What a match we just witnessed. Easy money's going
no way.
Easy money's going to go to Philly. No. Oh, Joe misses a high knee. With money now. No reversal by Joe. Money's got him hooked. No, Joe gets out of it. Joe's got the choke. Joe's got the choke on Money. Joe's got that choke hold. He's got it wrenched in. And Money's tapping. Money's tapping. Money has tapped before Homicide can make the save. How devastating must that choke be for a man as fresh as Easy Money to immediately tap? How painful must it be? Money feeling the oxygen leaving his body, has no choice but to tap, even despite the fact that he's the freshest man in the match. That choke is a move to watch for.
And Samoa Joe is going on to Philadelphia next week against Xavier. And look at these two butting heads. What a rivalry between Samoa Joe and Homicide. This isn't even over yet.
But you know what? The group War Against the Prophecy begins March 22nd, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Night of Champions. And I got a feeling the group, including Samoa Joe, has not heard the last of Homicide.